And we're back with another episode of What's Hockey. Keaton, the biggest news in hockey, of course, is Ovechkin. So I'm sure we're leading off
Yeah,
around that hockey with that. Go ahead and take it away.
yeah, it was a pretty classic slap shot of his. I mean, they got on the power play.
Wait, I low-key think it might have been a wrister, actually. I think he held it up for a second and then let it go.
Whatever, whatever. It
It
doesn't
is from
matter.
his favorite spot, though, that left side.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, from his office essentially. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
such a classic shot of his, and I don't know, pretty easy for him to just do that, and it was a great celebration. I would say, probably one of the best ones I've seen. But yeah, they unfortunately took forever in between the game.
I
There
was
was
about to
what,
say,
like 6 minutes left of the period. Pretty.
I thought it was like towards the middle of the period. It's funny you were saying it was a great celebration, but I was with you during it, and I think both of us are a little peeved.
No.
Our teams played next. We know it's a national broadcast, so we know our games are getting pushed back further and further as each minute of the
Yeah.
celebration goes by. But I mean, it was
Well, no, I meant like
classy
his
of
initial
Gretzky.
like dive and
Oh, I
like
got you. I got you.
swim celebration. Yeah,
I
yeah,
got
yeah.
you.
Not like the
Yeah,
whole thing after that. That's what
yeah.
I meant. Like that took forever for no reason. They should have
And to
just,
be fair,
did
I
that
mean, it
at the
was
end of the period. I don't know.
It
That's just
was
me.
yeah. I don't know. I think it's such a big milestone. I know in other sports, of course, the when Emmett Smith broke the rushing record, they stopped the game down for that. And I don't know, when it's a major career milestone, I guess it makes sense. What if he gets hurt before the period ends, and then he's like hobbling? They're like, "Hey, congrats!" But to be fair,
I mean, either way,
classy
he still
by
broke the record.
Gretzky. Yeah, he did, and could have broke his leg again. No, I'm
And
joking.
in the
But
same amount of games, too.
yeah,
Pretty
which is
ethical way to
wild.
break the game, the
Yeah.
record. So, I mean, it's not like he played any more or less.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's a pretty cool clip of Ovechkin scoring a goal his rookie year. It's the one where he's like falling down, he like puts a stick behind him and scores like
It
this
just scoots right
outrageous
in.
goal.
That was
Yeah,
in like
and
2009 or something crazy,
I thought it
too.
was his rookie year. Was it
Oh, I don't know.
well, regardless, the
There was
coach.
one that looked like that. That was in 2009. So I
Okay.
don't know.
Honestly, man, like it is classic standard definition video, so it is older than like 15 years for sure.
I
But you
also
have
saw that Gretzky has like, I don't know, 69-ish more shorthanded goals than Ovechkin does.
that's
Something
pretty
like that,
wild.
which is kind of
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that clip they panned to the coach, the opposing coach of the Arizona Coyotes, or was it Phoenix at that time? Either or, doesn't matter. It's Wayne Gretzky watching that one go in. So kind of unrelated, but kind of cool, I guess. Cool moment, badass
Nice,
goal, and
dude.
Gretzky saw that one too. But yeah, Ovi's done it. He has the most career goals. Very very impressive, and yeah, in the exact same amount of games, like that's outrageous, you know. But hey, hats off
Yeah,
to him. Congrats.
incredible. And I mean,
We
he'll
followed it all
probably
year.
get,
We followed it all year,
what was
man. But
it? How many do they have left? 6 games
how
they
many games
left?
then?
Five. So they've got
Great
5 games
question.
left. And he's, what, 4 goals or 5 goals away from
From what?
900?
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, he's at
Or is it
895. So yeah,
six
five away.
or five? Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, if he gets to 900 over 20 years, that's 45 goals a year, which is an insane
stupid.
average for 20 years. In addition to just, I mean, 45 goals is crazy a year. I mean, I don't know.
What he's done this season has been absolutely absurd. Is he third in
It's
goals right
crazy.
now? Do you know? I
Yeah,
don't know the
third or fourth. I mean, he's top five, that's for
missed a
sure.
whole month. He's
But
basically, is he
yeah,
40 or is he 39 right now? He's about to be 40 or is 40, and he's
he's
third in
39, I
scoring right
think,
now.
still.
That's
The top
absurd. And I
five.
know, of course, he's got plenty of empty netters, but that is just outrageous, man. The run he's been on this
Yeah,
season. That
plenty of
man,
power
my
play goals,
goodness.
too.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Jesus Christ, and it was from his office,
So
man.
yeah,
That's
right
his
now
spot.
he's fourth in goals at
I saw it.
42.
I saw Ilya Sorokin after the game gave him his stick. Loki, did he let it slide? Did he let it in? No, no, no. It was
I
a good
mean,
shot.
there was a picture I had seen that he was one of 29 goalies or something like that that's faced at least one shot and hasn't let a goal in. And
Okay.
yeah, now he's out of that group. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Jesus, man. Well, wow.
pretty crazy.
Very much so. All right. Well, let's move it on, Keaton. What else do we got around that hockey?
Not too much. I guess it's just getting down to playoffs and see where everyone is fallen in, essentially. So it's kind of crazy. The Flyers as well as the what is it?
The
Boston
Bruins?
Bruins get eliminated. Yeah, Bruins get eliminated, and that's what the first time since 15 or 16, something like that, which is pretty crazy. I mean, I know they're basically doing a rebuild year and kind of expected for the most part, but yeah, after 9 seasons, they no longer uh, reach the playoffs. And
Yeesh.
the Flyers are trash. They've kind of been, I don't know, I think it's been like the fifth or sixth consecutive season for them. Kind of up there. I know the Red Wings have a longer streak, but maybe they break it. Who knows? But yeah, Pittsburgh also did get eliminated recently over the week. I know the West already has 5 teams eliminated, kind of had been. I think maybe the Ducks were the last ones to be eliminated, but yeah, it's more stiffer competition in the West, I guess. But
It's
or at least
ridiculous.
everyone knows who's the good team and who's the bad team.
The,
But
the
yeah,
the problem is there's just so many good teams. Like I know there's of course favored teams over other ones, but it's so deep, man. Like 6 teams out of the West, and because I don't think Minnesota or the Blues are super dangerous as opposed to
they're
Edmonton.
hella
Now,
dangerous, dude. The
depending on
Blues
Edmonton's
got
injury
on a 12
situation,
game
but
winning streak. What if they do that in the playoffs?
then they'd win 3 rounds off that. But
Exactly.
no, but
That's
that
the
being said,
thing.
I mean, but my point is that there's so many good teams in the West. Like it is ridiculous
There's so many,
competition,
dude.
man. They're gonna all murder each other before you even get to the championship. It'll be like last year when Edmonton was completely dead skating into Florida.
Yeah, and Atlantic kind of, as far as position wise in the standings, they don't really give a shit. I don't know. I know Toronto kind of cares. Washington definitely does, as well as Carolina and the Devils. But everyone in the Atlantic side is just kind of a big question mark, so to speak. I know Florida's just kind of been dealing with injuries and they're more focused on health in general, which makes sense. But yeah, I did hear a rumor, not sure if it's true, but maybe Matthew Kachuk got lice and that's why he's been out for a little while, or at least had been out
What
for
the
a certain point. But yeah, pretty
lice?
crazy. Yeah,
Was this
pretty
NHL
wild.
Centel?
Yeah, dude.
My
Imagine.
goodness.
But it could have been pretty crazy. But yeah, I mean, Ottawa, they've got 90 points, look pretty primed for playoffs, and Montreal look like the likely ones to lose it if anybody were to, as far as losing their spot.
It would take
There
a
is
lot, man.
speculation maybe Florida maybe gets dipped into the wild card one spot and Ottawa jumps right up into that three spot, but I don't know. It just depends on how they finish and how they focus on health.
Yeah.
So who knows what's gonna go down? But I mean, they've got a solid team. They'll definitely be pretty good in the playoffs if they do indeed focus on health and everyone ends up being healthy for their first few games. I know at least maybe one or two players aren't primed to be back right before playoffs, but who knows? We'll see what happens. Yeah, um,
And when it comes
I
to
know.
just playoffs or sports in general, NHL hockey, it's much more unpredictable when it comes to the playoffs as opposed to the NFL, the NBA, and so
Just
it
all really
truly
comes
is.
down to the bracket,
It comes down to
for
that.
the
It comes
most
down
part.
to health. If you're hot at that moment, if your goalie is hot at that moment, because I mean, Otter wasn't in the greatest form in the playoff in the Edmonton series. Skinner outplayed him. So I mean, there's so many factors that you really can't. You can only control so much when it comes down to it. So yeah, man, it's
Yeah,
just it's a
and I mean,
crapshoot
there's a lot of
almost.
luck added to it because I mean, what if that puck bounces and you're just out of reach or
Sure,
whatever? You know,
or
it's
you could
just
be the
luck.
most skilled team in general. You could absolutely be more skilled, but just out physicaled and just dominated, and then you're worn down. And even if you do survive that first series, well, then that next series comes around, and you're exhausted, you're beat up, and
Yeah.
so I mean, it's just it's a different game when it comes to the NHL playoffs, the hockey playoffs in
Maybe
general,
the
man. I'm
Panthers are
telling you.
preparing to hit in the playoffs, and they just want to, rest up their bodies so they're not too
Who knows? Be a
banged up
little
before
or
that.
get some cheap shots in with the rat. I mean, there is some value in having some dirty players in the playoffs, man. Physicality
Yeah,
it's really big. And going off that playoff note, I know we'll have more direct stars talking a little bit, but when you look at the Western Central Division, so of course Winnipeg is up right now. They totally control their destiny. The Stars fumbled their opportunity over the weekend, so it is looking extremely likely that the Stars face the Avalanche without Miro Heiskanen. That is a horrifying proposition. And then the way that we've played recently has looked terrible, to be honest. And so,
nice dude.
well, and yeah, and I guess my main point in that is just even though you may have more points, again, going to the other factors that impact games, injuries, players out, like Edmonton, their injury issues with Draisaitl and McDavid can absolutely hurt them in the playoffs. Even if they come back, they're not 100%. If you know someone's knee is bothering them or hips bothering them, they're going to target that in the playoffs. So, I mean, it's just there's so much that can go on with the playoffs. And you're right, the Blues are hot. They did just lose to they lost to Winnipeg, correct? But I mean,
Yeah,
Winnipeg is
it
a
was
dominant.
snapping a 12-game win streak, which is also pretty outrageous. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, man, I'm very excited for. I'm not as confident as I should be with my own team, but I'm very excited to watch some playoff hockey, man. It's going to be so good.
great physicality, and who knows? Like I said, maybe the Red Wings enter. We're just above the Rangers. We've played one less game than them. Pretty good.
Yeah,
We're about 6 points out of playoff contention, and we play the Canadians tonight, so should be good.
yeah, man. That's going to be a massive game. I don't know if I'm able to. I'm gonna try to watch that one for sure because that will absolutely
I see.
determine. I mean, it's still possible to get in if you lose, but you need so much to happen. Like this is a massive game for the Red Wings.
Well, yeah, I mean, we play the Stars and the Panthers and other people next. I might as well just jump into the Red Wings.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Uh, we played some games because, it's what usually happens over the week. So we played at the Blues and we jumped to a 1-0 lead after the first and second period of no scoring. So it looked pretty likely that we were going to win it, but 29 seconds left in the game. Uh, I think it's Jordan Cairo answers, ties it up, and can't really do much in 29 seconds overall. I mean, there is some great stories out there, but unfortunately, we weren't able to secure the game. So it goes into overtime in about 3.5-ish minutes. The Blues score, and they win their. I think it was the ninth game or something like that, maybe the 10th at that point. So yeah, yeah, played a hell of a game, but they ended up winning. and overall just didn't really allow much as far as goals are concerned. I mean, could have been a lot worse. Could have been 3-5, or whatever. But yeah. Up next, we do play the Hurricanes and end up handling, or rather, not very long after handling the Caps 1-5. They beat the Caps rather 5-1. So either way, they're a pretty good team. So don't know how we managed to beat them. We ended up winning. I think it was 5-3. So yeah, played a pretty good game against a contender. So at least we know what winning's like in some way, some fashion, at least. We do end up playing the Panthers up next, and like I mentioned, they are focusing on health. So looks like they were sitting a bunch of players, and we ended up winning. It was 2-0 to start the third period, and or maybe midway through the third period. I don't know. Don't know exactly when it was they scored that second goal, but it does get really, really chippy at the end of the game. There was a full-on brawl at the end of the game. Pretty nice. Nice to see. And doesn't really make much sense if they're trying to focus on health, I'll be honest. But at the very least, it does get chippy, and we do end up winning and securing that game 2-1. So yeah, pretty good. Up next, we do play the Canadians, like I had mentioned. So hopefully, we do end up winning that game, and we do travel to Montreal to do that. We also take care of the Panthers in Florida and the Lightning as well in Florida. And then we go back home and play the Stars. So heavy stretch of games, not gonna lie. But yeah, late season push. So if any of those teams want to rest their players, now's the time to do so. So
I mean, hey, there's a chance that Stars game does not matter at all. And even if it does, man, if y'all somehow pull through this ridiculous run, the amount of confidence your team's going to have going into the playoffs is going to be outrageous.
I
And
mean,
the
we're not the
form you
worst
probably be.
team in the
Well, no one's
league,
saying you are, but you're
albeit
playing.
as well. I know, but as far as the standings are concerned, but I mean, we do have some glaring issues, at least for the most part. I mean, I know we just need to shore up a lot of things, but I honestly think that that off season will definitely do something in addition to what will happen if we need to move around some players and bring up some prospects, etc. And hopefully we'll be able to manage for the next season. But there is a chance for this season, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. The Stars, I don't have the greatest detail. Normally, I rewatch some of the game or the highlights at least. A little distracted this morning, but I
I
do
never does
remember
that.
watching that first game we played Preds last Thursday. We went ahead and beat them 5-1. I will say that game was extremely frustrating for 2/3 of it. The way that one starts is with the Preds opening up the scoring. It was Stamkos. It We did score at the
Stamkos,
end of, and that was in the second period. That first period, literally no goals. The Preds had
amen.
many more shots on goal than we did in that first period. I mean, which is a trend
That's
you're going
pretty
to
good.
see over the next two games, and a trend that I need to go away going into the playoffs. They absolutely outshot us in that first period. Luckily, no goals allowed. The second period, and Ottinger, deserves some credit for that. I've mentioned the goalie play has been very
It
good
doesn't
as of
deserve
late.
any credit whatsoever.
He didn't let in a goal. Ottinger
I'm
deserves
just
credit.
kidding. Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
Well, yeah.
Imagine,
Anyway.
why would the goalie not get any credit for not allowing goals?
Yeah.
You're
Anyway.
ridiculous.
You're ridiculous. All right. So Stamkos, hated rival, especially when he was with the Lightning of the Stars, the enemy
Scamcos.
of Rudy Guerra here. He scores at the end of the period.
Enemy of
Granlund
Rudy Gay.
ties it up. And then that third period is finally when we really, really completely took over. The second period, we definitely shot more than we did in the first period. But that
That's
third
great.
period, we get 4 goals where Mason Marchment, Rope Hintz, Wyatt Johnson, I think his was on a breakaway where he hits a little scoop, scoop, scoopy whoop, puts it up, top bin,
Scoop de
Cush.
woo.
And Liam Bishel closes out the scoring there, the young defenseman who I'm a big fan of. But again, the first half of the game should not have been that difficult, and we really made it look as difficult as possible against the Predators. And that trend continued going into the Penguins game. The
Pretty
shot
good too.
difference, Penguins had 40, we had 24 for the game.
I mean,
Uh,
Crosby just showed up. He had the hottie, you know.
Yeah, he got the empty netter at the end for his hat trick, which, all right,
Yeah.
whatever, it counts. But just an
People were
abysmal
throwing hats
showing in
on the
that third
ice. You see
period.
that?
Sorry?
I was just saying that people were throwing hats on the ice. But didn't
Yeah.
Jason Robertson get a hat trick in that game too?
That was Dodonov. Dodonov does get the hat trick
Oh,
in that
okay.
game.
He had
Every
a
other
hat trick a
line,
while ago. But yeah.
yeah, he had a hat trick last week. Every other line was completely useless. Except like if Dodonov was on the ice, we looked somewhat competent, but Jesus Christ, man, I hate how we go from looking like absolute studs
The
offensively.
Penguins just know what they're
Okay,
doing, you know? I don't know.
that's why they got eliminated from the
Word
playoffs.
to
They know what they're doing.
word to the U.S. coach.
I
What
actually
was
want to
his name? Mike
say,
Sullivan.
yeah, I want to say when that game started, the Penguins were still in playoff contention, or mathematically not eliminated yet.
Yeah.
But that being said, my God, third period we allowed 4 goals. Yeah, that's where.
That's-
Yeah. Anyway, and of course, one was the empty netter from Crosby, but just unacceptable play late in the game. We allow a goal around like the 10-minute mark, and then one with like a minute and a half left. It was just defensively it's a massive issue to me. I mentioned since the deadline that I thought we should have brought in another defenseman, and then we weren't shooting enough. Again, trends that we cannot have going into the playoffs. And then we play the Wild, where that shot difference, Keaton. Wild 41, Stars 25. So boom, we're
That's
not
great, dude.
changing things in that game either. That one
I
did
don't know
go to
if you can
over.
like for sure change it, you know. What if the other team's just better at handling the puck than you guys, you know?
Every team is
What can you do?
better at everything. Well, honestly, I don't mind
The
that when we
Penguins are
do
just
shoot, they
stellar,
are
dude.
solid quality chances. So, I mean, that's good. There are a lot of games where we're outshot, especially as of late, where we're outshot and we still win the game because, I mean, we have great shooters, great passers that set up, golden opportunities, and our goalies play standing on their heads. But again, that's not something you can completely rely on going into the playoffs. This game, Robertson opens the scoring. They in the first period, there's no goals in the entire second period. Third period comes around. It's Boldy, it's Foligno. They take the lead 2-1. Thomas Harley comes through about like 7 minutes left in the game, knots it up. We go to overtime. There's a tripping penalty on Robertson, and Minnesota takes advantage, scores the power play goal, and we go down 3-2 in that game. Again, man,
Pretty
the
good.
trends that we've had over the last few games, and I thought we had kind of turned a corner, even though, again, we'd been outshot, but we'd been winning games. It's just unacceptable this late in the season, 5 games to go or whatever it is now. We fumbled our opportunity to take over Winnipeg. We still technically can. I believe we do play them on Thursday, but we need them to
I
start.
think they
They're
have
up
one
by
more game played than
yeah, so we
something
have
like that.
one game in hand. We're down by 5 points, so we can cut it to 3. A win by us against them would cut it to 1, which still requires Winnipeg losing or tying or going to overtime. No, overtime they can still losing in overtime, losing the game outright, going to a
That's
shootout.
true.
But it essentially requires Winnipeg to mess up and you to be perfect. and we have not shown that we can be perfect. And Winnipeg has shown that they don't falter. They absolutely ended the
They
St.
have
Louis
faltered.
Blues win streak. Well, not yet.
Dude, they lost to the Sharks at one time. They faltered before.
We lost to the Ducks this year. I don't know,
Yeah,
man. Just
it
God, we need
happens.
Miro
They're
back.
not
We
perfect.
need. I would love. I know Sagan's getting close to returning. Oh, and of course against the Wild, we had two players get hit in the
Jason.
face with pucks again. Rope Hentz and Oscar Beck got hit with pucks in the face. What is
You
wrong
need
with us?
face
Like, why are
masks.
we so cursed right now? Like, we've had like 9 players and
Get some
Rope
face masks.
twice. And yeah, man. Good God. But anyway, that's the Stars update for this past week. Going
Yeah,
forward,
pretty
we play.
depressing. Much like the. Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Go for it. Much like what?
I was just gonna say, much like your spreads picks,
Oh, and we'll get to that in 3
but
seconds as I'm about to tell you what's
yeah.
upcoming this week. We have the Canucks here. God, don't lose this game. Oh my God. I'll say we win.
Quinn Hughes is gonna play his ass off.
I think, man, I'm being a downer on my team, but I think when the Jets
Just
come in town
kidding.
on Thursday, I do think the Jets win and pretty much lock up the division. That being said, the rest of the games don't matter, but Saturday we have Utah.
Just
If
play
it
better.
doesn't matter, I think Utah may win that one. No, you know what? I think Pete DeBoer will be looking for better chemistry between the lines, better tactics, and looking for some overall effort in general. So I do think we'll actually play hard in that game. I'll take the win in Utah, and then we
Just to
play y'all
lose.
Monday. And y'all are gonna be playing for your playoff lives, and I don't
It's gonna be in
exactly have a
Detroit too,
comment. And it will
so
be in Detroit.
we could have that buff, but I don't know,
I'm gonna
man.
say y'all win, man. I'm going two and
We're
two
no
this
we're no
week.
kings.
Yeah, I'll say y'all win, which that is so gross. I think that's the first time in the history of our podcast I've said you beat us. But the Stars
Nice,
give me
dude.
nothing to be
I
cheerful
mean, it
about.
would be like out of what 4 games total because I think they only
Yeah,
played twice last year
yeah.
and twice this year. So
So Stars
not
two
a
and
lot
two
of not a lot to
is
pull
my
from,
belief.
but yeah.
Yeah, good grief. All right, well, let's go into the spreads. As you alluded to, Keaton, I've been garbage. Last week, I should have just done the opposite of what I felt because I went 2-8. You went 6-4. You killed it. And I
As
think
always.
I'm pretty sure there's no mathematical chance I can catch up, but we're gonna do it
I
again.
think there's like what 1.5 weeks left, so
Yeah, and it
maybe.
would require us picking complete opposites. You going 0-10 or however many games there are this week, 0-12, I guess. Oh wait, no, there's 10 games. And I would need to be perfect doing the opposite, which we will see. All right, Carolina is in Buffalo taking on the Sabres. Sabres are plus 1.5. Who are you taking there?
You said Carolina and Buffalo.
That's correct.
Uh, I don't know, man. That's gonna be an interesting game. I'm gonna roll with Buffalo in this one because they don't care, and I think Carolina is gonna try to rest, and it's gonna be a close game.
All right. Well, hopefully this gets me one step closer. Give me Carolina. We're going over to Montreal, where the Canadians will be hosting your team, the Detroit Red Wings. Montreal is minus 1.5 there, Keaton. Who are you taking?
I'm gonna take the Red Wings. I think they're gonna make a close game, if not win the game.
All right. Red Wings plus 1.5 for you. I will be going opposite. Give me the Canades minus 1.5.
The old
Uh,
desperate maneuver.
honestly, no, I was kind of feeling the Canades in that one anyway, so that wasn't out of
Nice, dude.
desperation. Maple Leafs,
Good
they will be
one.
traveling to Florida taking on the Panthers, where the Panthers are minus 1.5 at home in a battle of the Atlantic, Keaton. Who wins that? Or who
Yeah,
are
I'm
you taking
taking the
against the
Maple
spread?
Leafs in this one. That plus 1.5 is pretty nice, and like I've said before, they're working on health, so don't think they're going to be trying that hard in that game.
All right. I will not be gaining any ground from this one because I too am taking the Leaves. The Bruins are traveling to New Jersey to take on
It's
the
the
Devils.
Leafs, not
Okay.
leaves. You know.
All right. Yes, good job.
I'm just saying.
Bruins are traveling to New Jersey to take on the Devils, where the Devils are they're losing a goal and a half, -1.5. Who are you taking there?
They're taking. They be taking that goal and a half.
You going
I don't know.
Devils?
I don't know what you said. Hold on, dude.
It's
I
Devils minus one and
will
a
have
half.
to take the Devils because the Bruins suck ass.
Nice. Yeah, they haven't clinched their spot yet, so I assume they're still going to be playing decently hard as well. So I'm going with the Devils -1.5. All right.
Yes, dude.
Next game, we have the Ottawa Senators traveling to Ohio, taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets, where the Blue Jackets are +1.5. Who are you taking there?
I'm gonna take the Senators in this one. Blue Blue Jackets just keep slipping. They had a chance and could not take it. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. I'm just gonna disagree with you here. I'm going Blue Jackets to get it done at home with the extra goal and a
We all
half.
know
It'll
how
be a
that
game.
works. We'll come back next week and know
I'm
exactly
done.
how
I
bad
can
it
do the
has been for
complete
Rudy.
opposite of what I'm feeling. My goodness, I'd be beating you if I did. Oh well, no.
You
Last
could
week you'd
be.
have got. Well, yeah. All right. Anyway, where are we? We have the Chicago Blackhawks. They'll be traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Penguins. Penguins are -1.5. Who do you have there, Keaton?
Um, I'm gonna roll with the Blackhawks in this one. They're both
Chicago.
eliminated, and that plus 1.5.
The Blackhawks, they'll have random games, man, where they're just scoring their ass off.
Yeah, but they're overall
Yeah.
pretty trash. So I'm rolling
I'm
the
rolling
dice in
with the
this one.
Penguins. You definitely are. I'm rolling with the Penguins there, -1.5. All right.
Hey,
The
sometimes it works out, and
Yeah, man.
seems to be like my overall percentage is pretty solid.
All right, moving on. We got the Islanders taking on the Predators in Nashville. The hometown Nashville Preds are a +1.5 in that game. Who are you taking there?
You know, I would want to pick Nashville, but I'm gonna have to roll with New York because Nashville sucks.
Here's the thing, Keaton. At home, they will still lose by more than 1.5. I too am
They won't.
taking the Islanders
They will not.
-1.5.
That's
All
not
right,
happening.
Canucks and Stars. The Stars at home are -1.5. Who are you taking there?
I don't know.
All right. You want me to put that down? I don't know.
Yeah, dog. I think I'm gonna have to roll with the Stars and this one. The Canucks have just been a disappointment overall this season, even getting rid of the quote unquote locker room bad vibes that was JT Miller. I mean, lost a solid player.
Honestly, he's
Should have got
kind of
rid of
helped
Elias
the
Peterson or
Rangers.
Pedersen. However,
Which one? I
should have
will
got rid of
go.
EP
Yeah,
40.
I'm gonna say the Stars win this game by 1 goal, and I'm taking the Vancouver Canucks +1.5
The
in that one.
desperation has
And I mean, you heard how down
taken
I was on
taken
the
control.
Stars, so and there is some desperation. There's no doubt about that. All right, the Seattle Kraken. They'll be traveling to Mormon country. They're going to Utah. The hockey club are a -1.5.
You
Who do
probably
you got
never heard
there?
of a Kraken.
They don't believe in them, I think.
Totally not.
Kraken, or sorry,
I
Utah
think I'm
-1.5.
gonna have to roll with Utah. Kraken have been pretty trash.
Kraken have been
The
on a good run
trashing.
lately. I'm going with the
It's probably
Kraken
because they
plus one
beat
and
the
a half.
Stars.
I don't think they did. Wait, did they? No, we
They
played two
probably
games and we
didn't,
won
but
both. But they've been on a good run lately, and I'm going with them +1.5. The Vegas
no, they're
Golden
trash.
Knights are taking on the Colorado
You
Avalanche.
should try to convince yourself.
No, in Colorado. Spread in that one is the Avalanche minus 1.5. Who are you taking there?
Gonna have to roll with Colorado in this
Coddle?
one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going with that
Yeah.
because I'm on
He
a
needs to.
path to victory. I'm taking the Vegas Golden Knights plus 1.5 on the road. Uh,
Nice, dude.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't feel great about some of these picks, but when I do feel
Did
good,
you
I
pick
lose.
opposite of every single one except for one?
We both had the Maple Leaves and we both had the Islanders.
Nice, dude.
It's gonna be a fun week. Watch us just break even. I will absolutely cry. But anyway, we're going
Good
to our
effort.
final segment, Keaton. We do some prize picks bets. Last week, I went perfect. I hit. I greened on my 3-man. Dylan Larkin went over on his time on ice. Ovechkin got
He's
2
been pretty
points.
solid.
I just needed over half. And then Jordan Kyrou, 6 shots on goal. I'm going to go ahead and continue that streak. I'm going with Kiefer Sutherland. Or Sutherland, Jesus, the actor. Kiefer Sherwood.
Whoa.
God, I hate myself for
Molly.
that one. Kiefer Sherwood to get over 5.5 hits. That is a ton, but he's had multiple
That's a
games
lot.
over with 7, had a game with 10. And the
He's
Dallas
getting 0
Stars,
hits.
I believe the Dallas Stars
He's not even
currently
playing this today.
I believe the Dallas
They're
Stars
gonna hit you
currently
with the DMP.
get hit the most by any team in the league. Not great.
Yeah,
And then I'm
they
pairing that
allow some
with
hits.
they get hit the most. And then I'm pairing that with
They
Matty
allow hits.
Beniers. Oh, well, you don't allow it; just happens. Matty
I mean, you could
Beniers.
disallow it.
All right, can you
You
shut
get the
up?
fuck out of the
Jesus Christ.
way.
Matty Beniers over 1.5 shots on goal.
That's pretty great, dude. I think that you're gonna cash this week, dog.
I think so.
Yeah,
And you're
last week my bet would have cashed had Brady Kachuk played, but I got hit with the DNP. Was not fun. Um, what's his name? Mo Sider definitely covered on his time on ice, but yeah, you know, like I said, you should always pretty much count on me for betting advice in
don't.
most fashions.
This is not
At least
financial
against the
advice.
spread, because looks like I'm doing pretty
Your
great.
spread picks are good.
But
Yeah, they are.
but yeah, I'm rolling with Quinn Hughes with less than 26.75 time on ice.
Ooh.
That's an insane amount of time on ice. In addition to, I think the Stars are just gonna crush the Canucks. I don't think that he's gonna play as much as he could and or should. Yeah, I think he's gonna not play as much. And then we've got Jalen Chatfield, the boy who plays for Carolina. He's got to get one hit. So I
The
think he's going to
boy.
get more than a half hit. He's definitely going to be the man tonight. So he's going to
Okay.
get at least one hit, probably even 5. Who knows?
I mean, hey, it's possible. It is possible.
He's going to go off.
Setting a line for 0.5 and covering by that much is outrageous. But
He's just the
yeah,
man. You know what I
he's the
mean?
man. He's the man. I believe you. We're going 2 for
Jalen
2 this week,
Chatfield.
Keaton.
No
All right.
idea who that guy is. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, he's the man. You said it.
He is, but I
Yeah.
still don't know him.
Nice. I believe that is going to do it for this week. Keaton, is there anything that missing, forgetting, anything?
That should be it. We'll see what happens
All
when we
right.
get.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Peace.